G'day guys, just wanted to do a quick update regarding the flying MRE project. Now in the last video I think we left off when we were talking about how to release this thing, and at the time, and I still may use it, I was thinking about using the radio control electric undercarriage retract mechanism to do it, that one up there. I've had a bit of a change of heart and I want to try something that's perhaps a little bit more, well, I don't know, it's a bit more interesting for me anyway, possibly elegant, I'm not sure, but worth a crack. So currently, to secure the MRE in, I've got these two rubber bands here, just simply wrapped around the landing gear legs. Now what these are going to do are come over and simply be secured like that. Now that's really quite solid. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I'm quite happy with the tension it's got and all the rest of it. But of course, once we have these two rubber bands here stuck together, we're going to need some way to release them. And I don't really want to go with a mechanical release mechanism anymore. It's just going to be too cumbersome to try and fit on here, and given that they're rubber bands, it's going to be under tension. So yeah, I don't think the best solution. So instead, what I want to try is this. I mentioned in the comments of the previous update video that I was waiting for something to arrive. So this is what I was waiting for. This is a electronic speed controller, and the important part about this one is that it is a brushed speed controller. Now what these speed controllers do is, on radio control, say aircraft, you have that plugging into the receiver, which receives the radio signal from the transmitter on the ground. You have two wires going to your battery, and then you have the other two wires going off to your brushed DC motor, say for argument's sake with a propeller on the front of it. Now I'm not going to be wanting to control any motors with this. In case you're wondering what part this plays, this will be going up on the multi-rotor, and instead of sending the current through to a motor, I'm basically going to create a short circuit across these two wires just using a fine copper filament or copper wire, and I'm going to wrap that around the rubber band that's holding in the MRE. So the plan is, from the ground, once I start giving this some juice, the current coming through these wires is going to travel across the finer filament that I've got wrapped around the rubber band. It's going to get red hot, burn through the rubber band, and Bob's your uncle. It's going to fall off. So I've got a bit of testing to do. I'm just going to create a quick little test rig just to see if that theory is correct. So what I have here is just a simple rubber band and the cord of, I'm not sure, stretched across the bowl. So this is going to simulate the rubber band that's going to be holding in our MRE, and we're going to do our tests on that. Now these leads aren't much good to us in their current form, so what we'll need to do is the end that would normally go off to the motor, I'm going to put on a couple of crocodile clips. So this should make it easy to clip onto each end of that fine wire that I'm going to use to string across the rubber band. And onto the other end where the battery goes, I'm just going to solder on one of these female JST connectors. So that's going to make sure we can plug into our battery. So there we go guys, we've got our brush speed controller with crocodile clips where the motor would normally go, and we have our battery connector on the end. So I think first of all we need to strip out a bit of cable or a bit of wire just to get a thin strand of copper. There we go. This looks like here, doesn't it? So this actually looks like aluminium or aluminum cord wire. Okay, wrap one end around that crocodile clip, and let's wrap it. What do you reckon? Should be enough, I hope. Okay, and throttles down. Attach this crocodile clip to there. Okay, so we're either going to see what we want to see, or it's going to completely burn out the speed controller. Here we go, guys. Whoa! Okay, I think we have our answer. Wow, that worked. I can smell it spectacularly. Heard a beep from the ESC, which is feeling a little bit warm. So I just want to make sure we haven't killed it. If we have killed it, then it's not too much of a biggie. I can always get another one. Yeah, they're not too expensive. And because we've proved the concept here, it'll be worth it. So let's give it some juice. Oh, look at that. It still works. We got a perfectly clean break through that rubber band. Okay, I think we can get this thing put on the multi-rotor now and we'll be about ready to go. So I'm just going to bring these rubber bands up and then back down, and I'm going to hook them onto the end of this battery tray here. Alright, so we've got the load secured. Now we need to attach our speed controller to actually zap these rubber bands. So there we go, guys, we've got our load more or less slung in the drop configuration. Now it just looks like a mess of wires and rubber bands, but she's in there. This is out the back. So I have the battery, main battery, just going across the back there. And there's the chute. I'll just turn on our transmitter here. Aileron, elevator, throttle, rudder, each one of those is a channel, and that corresponds to the functions on the stick. You've got throttle, rudder, aileron and elevator. In addition to that, you've got all these bloomin' switches and knobs and bits and pieces. So I use those to control things like the camera gimbal. So not only does the camera gimbal allow you to have a lot of movement and still remain steady, what you can actually do is from the transmitter turn it and make it tilt. And that's really cool because you can go 90 degrees with that. So as you can see, you can actually look straight down, which I think is going to be a pretty cool camera angle to have when that drop happens. And what I'm going to do is pinch a channel that's currently used to do video switching between this camera here that just looks straight ahead and the GoPro down below. So I won't be doing any FPV flying on this mission, so we won't need to be able to switch between the two cameras. It's just not going to matter. So cool, we have a channel. So where we just unplugged the video switcher from, we're going to plug in our speed controller. So now instead of this knob right here switching between the forward facing camera and the GoPro, it's going to be the one that busts loose our load. Okay, back on the operating table at MRE General, we've got our, if you can see, you probably can't, or you can just, that little puppy in there is our ESC velcroed in, and coming out the back of that we have our crocodile clips. Okay, MRE back in place, rubber bands on. Now we just need to get our bit of wire wrapped around the rubber band and our clips attached. Now the amount of wire that we used last time seemed about perfect. And one crocodile clip. Give it a wrap. Now we need to take it round a rubber band. I really don't want to burn through the parachute cords here, but I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. So as you can see there, we got the one clip, two clips, we've got our wire in between, just simply being coiled around that rubber band. So when we give it some juice, in theory, zap. Well, we have the very technical dining room chair drop rig set up. That's pretty good. So I guess we just got to hope when that thing drops, if it drops, the whole thing doesn't come crashing down. Alright. Here we go, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! I call that a success. Okay, so we'll leave it on that high note for now, and we'll keep working on this, and it's probably just a matter of waiting for some good weather. Thanks for watching.